with, written by Cameron Crowe. Yeah, I had done a movie with him before that, and I did a movie afterwards called Some Kind of Wonderful. So he was a really good friend of mine, so it was really awful when I found out that he was fired, but there's bonus features in the new set of Back to the Future that shows
Blu-ray,
actually him in the part, which is interesting, and it was a very different feeling. He wasn't kind of a natural comedian like Michael Fox was, and so it had a different tone, and the tone was a little heavier. I remember after the read-through, yeah, I know, the gravitational pull, and it's different. But he was just an amazing actor. But I remember after the read-through, the first read-through, everyone, Spielberg, Zemeckis, everybody was really excited about the movie, and they said, "What do you think, Eric?" And he goes, "It's actually a tragedy. I remember a past that's different than everybody I love." And I was like, Eric, Anyway, so that's that story. Because he's an amazing actor, and I love him.
And by the way, Christopher Lloyd played Doc Brown. Christopher Lloyd was not the original first choice for Doc Brown. John Lithgow was the choice.
I didn't even know that. It's not something you talk about at Back to the Future.
However, Lea Thompson was the first choice for Lorraine. So how'd you get the role?
I was doing this movie called The Wildlife with Eric Stoltz, and they were looking at Eric Stoltz on the chem. Those days they didn't have computers, so it was actual film they were looking at. And Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale was like, well, "Who's that girl? Who's that girl in that movie?" And so they had me come in and audition. And for some reason, I just really got the part. Especially, I got the kind of weird sexual energy that the young Lorraine had, and I also got the really sad older Lorraine, and I guess it was a hard combination to find.
I remember the first part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Lorraine's a little sad in the very beginning.
Yeah, but by the way, that was a bifurcated role. You played a middle-aged, heavy-set alcoholic mom in the 80s, and then kind
Good
of a
times.
perky, slim, really attractive, hard to resist high school student, like you still look like today.
Oh, boy.
Now, I'm assuming that they used some sort of prosthetics, that you didn't do a Robert De Niro Raging Bull, let me gain 110 pounds real quickly on milkshake diet, right?
No, well, apparently on the big Blu-ray you can see some of the makeup, but yeah, we had like a lot of makeup, and it took a long time to do it, but they were really dead set on having the same actors play. You know, Crispin and I play ourselves older, and Biff as well. So.
Just a couple more questions here. When you finished wrapping the movie, did you sit back and say, "Wow, this is going to be big," or did you just think, "Okay, we're done. That was fun. What comes next?"
Well, because Spielberg was involved, and because they wrapped the movie. This is something I don't even know if you know, but they wrapped the movie in about 5.5 or 6 weeks later. It was in the theaters, which was really hard thing to do. They had editors editing all the time. They had everything. They had 5 editing bays set up in rooms, and you really had to cut film then. And so we all knew something was up, that Universal was so excited about getting this movie out. And I guess the first screening went just amazingly well. So they knew they had something. And then it was #1 in the box office for the whole summer.
Yeah, no,
for
it was,
the 1 week.
Exactly. It was the #1 movie for the entire summer of 1985. Now, when a movie gets that big, how does your life change? Take us back there.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It didn't change my life as much as doing Caroline in the City. Like, TV has a lot more power in terms of like walking around in the world. But what was really great about that movie was just, for me personally, was that it was such a great part that I knew then I would be known for that movie for the most part, and that it was a really great part. It was a great acting part, and it was a really great movie. So that's what I really reveled in.
Is it your favorite movie that you've been in?
I don't know. I mean, There's casual sex. No, anyway. I think so. I think so because we're all surprised, like Bob Zemeckis, myself, certainly Michael Fox and Chris Lloyd. I've watched Chris Lloyd come to these events, and he's so amazing, and just see how much people still love this movie, and that means so much to us. And we didn't think it would have this kind of longevity that sometimes I'll do a Q&A and half the people out there weren't even born when the movie was made. Like, how many of you were born when this movie was made? Yeah, so it's awesome that these generations are going on and discovering this movie. And I'm really proud to be part of that. And here's Doc Brown right here. It's awesome.
It is, and I feel very sorry for the person sitting right behind you.
Oh my God. It's awesome.
So how about we thank Lea Thompson for joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much for coming.
Enjoy the show.